And so after those sessions, you highlight a really awesome story in the book about
Yeah,
smoking a bowl of hash with Albert Grossman to sign a contract to do those two shows, the Forest Lawn and the Hollywood Bowl.
right. Now, Albert was an amazing guy.
Yeah.
Um, he he was a massive manipulator. Uh, he understood the basic thing that good, bad, indifferent, it all works. Publicity, you could pan it, you could say it was phenomenal. Um, and he had he was a father, kind of a father figure to Bob, uh, in a sense, for a period. But so I came to, he called me up and said, come down to the office, I want to talk to you. And I said, no, maybe there's some work or something. So I go down there and I come into the office, I sit down, and he's got one of these pipes, fills it up with hash, and he says, here, smoke this. It was kind of like an Indian clay pipe, and instantly a nice buzz, Albert took his buzz. And, it seemed in around this time, this is primarily, you might say, have a glass of juice or some water or have a whiskey. This lifestyle was hash, marijuana. And that was kind of what was going on. And, we went back and got, and, as it kind of relaxed, he said, look, Bob likes the way you play. We got a couple of shows to do. Are you interested? And I said, I would love to do the shows. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed playing. I like Bob's music. So that was the deal. We sorted up, and he said, look, if this works out, there's a lot of other things ahead. And that was kind of that.
Phenomenal. And that band that they put together was, correct me if I'm wrong, it was you, Al Kooper, Levon Helm,
Robbie Robertson. Bluefield had a gig with Butterfield. He loved his Butterfield band. Yeah. Didn't want to leave it, because it was a traditional. He's a traditionalist. 145, CFG, maybe C7G, pretty much over and over again, and that was the main scenario of it. The whole thing with that, so now here we have a new band, different, same tunes, but Levon, different drum style.
Yeah.
Where he plays, and he plays a lot of these kind of fills, and is he going to make it? Is he going to make it? Yes. And it just feels so good, and Robbie plays very much on the beat, where Bluefield would be ahead of the beat, Robbie plays on the beat. So we did 2 weeks rehearsal, just to get the feel together, so that when Bob walked out, he could be comfortable. And that was great. I mean, that worked. Levon and I hung out. I got him a couple of sessions in between. We got, we developed a good rapport. And we did our rehearsals, and then we went to the Hollywood Bowl, which was pretty funny.
Yeah, it seemed like you had a lot better reception at the Hollywood Bowl versus the Forest Lawn.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's different type of people.
Yeah.
At the Forest Hills, it was the purists.
Yeah.
It was the ones that were so intent on maintaining the status quo.
Yeah.
And Dylan certainly was not interested in that. He said, look, I conquered the status quo, and what he was writing about was so incredible. and his guitar style. You know, he played the whole. You know, he was an orchestra on his guitar. I mean, is Bob, you are. You know,
Yeah.
it's just really that that kind of thing. And so when playing in a band with him, you know, he always has great bands. But you know, I think we were probably the funkiest band
You guys are
we ever had.
badass.
Yeah.
Really badass. Well, that's
Yeah,
awesome. Thank you for sharing all that. Well, finish
yeah,
that thought. Yeah.
yeah. You know, and so the end of it was one of the great moments was I think it was on Rolling Stone. He takes out a C harp and it doesn't work, and he calls out to the audience and says, "Hey, anybody got a C harp?" Flies in over the moat that was in front of the stage, right at his feet. It was super. When the Hollywood Bowl and a lot of movie stars in the front, everybody, you know, and it was a very receptive and appreciative audience.
Beautiful.
Which Forest Hills was once we got to him. You know, by the time we got to Mr. Jones and that stuff, they were on our side.